So, yeah, excuse the look. We've got a hot mess happening right here, but I had no intentions of starting to film tonight. I was actually going to start filming tomorrow morning, but I figure I would kind of fill you in on what's happening. So, tonight I'm actually sleeping up at Walmart. We're not technically supposed to sleep at Walmart. In fact, I'm sleeping in front of a great big, like 5-foot by 5-foot sign that says no overnight parking. But me being on the west coast of Canada, we have a tsunami warning. And from the aftermath of the earthquake that just happened in Russia, the 8.7, wow, like whoa. And apparently the entire west coast, and I'm on an island, so on the west coast, I'm on an island in the west coast, all the way down through the United States, Hawaii, I think even Japan got a warning. Anyway, it's a doozer. Now, we're not supposed to know till about 11:30 tonight to see, but they're anticipating that it's not going to be a lot, but it went from an alert to an advisory, so it is getting, I wouldn't say more serious, but when it's there, it's upping the scale. Anyway, so obviously I wanted to sleep on higher ground, and Walmart's pretty high, so there's that. I'm pretty tired. I didn't sleep really good last night. I was trying to stay up super late and then sleep in the morning, but that didn't happen. I was up at 6:30 in the morning, and I only got a couple days left before I leave for my job. I will fill you in tomorrow when I wake up about what's happening with my job, what the expectations are, what I'm going to be doing, all that good stuff. But I guess I just wanted to start filming and let you know why I'm in Walmart. Not that you would have ever known. Like, honestly, you would have never known. But I wanted to document this. Okay? All right. I just wanted to document this because while we've had some crazy weather here, we haven't had a tsunami advisory like this in a long, long time. So, it's kind of scary. I was down actually by the ocean earlier, and I was talking to a couple guys, and they're like, man, if the water starts receding fast, get out. And I'm like, I'm going to get out anyway. Our gas just went up crazy. I think it went up by like 10 cents or something stupid like that. So I booted up to Costco because Costco was still, they hadn't changed their price yet. So I filled Bobby up before the price went up. Like, what is happening? It's not even a long weekend or anything. Why did the gas go up so high? Anyhoodles, I'm yabbering. I'm going to relax, chill out. This Walmart's in a pretty busy location, so I don't know how. I don't even know if you can hear that. Someone's racing out there. I don't know how well I'm going to sleep, but I turn on my fan and I turn on an audio book on a timer, so that should help. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know that. That's all for now. I'll talk to you in the morning. Good night. Good morning. Everything is fine. Everything is peaceful. But you know, I gotta say, that was a little nerve-wracking because, I mean, not as nerve-wracking as some of the other countries that got hit bad, but while I'm on an island and there have been alerts before and watches before, I don't, like I mentioned last night, I think I mentioned it, that it has been a minute since we've actually gone into an advisory. Usually it just stays at a watch, maybe an alert, but it's been a while since it got to the next level of an advisory, because I think with tsunamis and other things, it goes from a watch to an alert to an advisory to a warning. When it gets to a warning, that's when we're in trouble, but we're all good. Everything's good here. And I hope the people that were affected, that they didn't get, I haven't seen any news yet, so I don't know how bad things got. I hope it didn't get too bad for people in different areas. Any hoodles, once again, I tried to sleep in. Did not work. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I leave in 2 days. If you didn't see my previous video, I think I called it, I'm getting out of here. I have taken a job. Now, I'm on Vancouver Island. This job that I'm going to is on another island. I'm not going to mention which island, but it's on another island off this island. I'm going to go work for 18 days. 18 days in a row. And I'm going to be I laugh every time I say this. I'm going to be doing security. Yeah, me, security. I mean, there's really not much to, watch out for. But I'm going to be doing security on a very remote wilderness type property. So I'm going to be working like in the middle of the night till 7 o'clock in the morning. So I've been trying to transition into being a night owl and sleeping in, and it's not working. Like, not this morning. I think yesterday I got up at 6:30 in the morning. I'm like, what am I doing? Anyway, I think what's going to happen is the first couple days I'm just going to be like overtired, because clearly I'm not transitioning into a night owl. Oh my gosh, and I stayed up so late last night and the night before, and still up first thing in the morning, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I'm like, okay, there's that. So I think I'm pretty much prepared. I went and bought a whole bunch of food, and if you did not see my community post, I do not have battery power anymore. I disabled the entire battery system and took it out of the van. It was not behaving correctly, and I didn't have the time to try to find someone to kind of look at all the wiring to find out what the problem was. A, it was not charging properly, and B, when I was house sitting, I was pet sitting over the weekend, and I came out and I checked the battery power, and it was like 80, I want to say 86%. So I thought, okay, cool, I still have like tons of battery left. I will, in a couple hours, I'll go for a drive and top it up, because I have a DC to DC, so to charge my battery, I have to drive the cart. Anyways, I came out about 3 hours later, and it was beeping, beep, beep, and I was down to 0%. And I'm like, what is happening? So I just said, you know what? I'm taking it all out. I didn't even care. I didn't want to risk, if there's a loose wire or something not right, I'm going to be over on some like remote. I mean, it's remote, but it's not really remote. I think there's like one grocery store. There's a couple little things, but I'm not going to know anybody. And I didn't want to risk any like fire or, oh, nay. So it's out. So I went and bought a whole bunch of awful food. Well, I tried to keep it relatively healthy, like nuts and pepperoni. I got some soups, things like that to kind of get me through. Like I said, I'm going to be working 18 days in a row. But listen, it's only 18 days. I've got this. And I'm going to be doing a lot of walking. So I think that's going to help with the intake of carbs without like having a fridge and stuff. Oh, I miss my fridge already. But that's okay. It is what it is. I'd rather be safe than have, cheese. And so this job, they have one little, I don't even know, I've never been there, but from what I understand, they have one little building that I'm going to be in that has cameras on the main entrance into this property. And then once an hour, I gotta go walk the property to make sure like there's nobody camping or whatever, however, on this property. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be freaked out walking in the middle of the forest or the woods, whatever you call it, in the middle of the night. So there's that. But my friend who got me this job recommended this great big flashlight. So I got that. Apparently it's got, you know, pretty high visibility. I can't remember the lumens on it, but apparently it's a pretty good one. And then my friends lent me a headlamp just in case. I can't. Every time I think about this, I just start laughing. And all my life, I never thought in a million years that I would be doing security in the middle of the woods on an island. Like, but here I am. You know, I was talking to my girlfriend a couple weeks ago, and I mentioned the fact that, you know, I feel like right now living in the city, and I had every reason to stay where I was because I was paying off debt, I was working, doing my thing. But I told her, I said, I feel like I'm just wasting my life away. And I used the term that I wanted to start living fearlessly. Like, I didn't have to work 7 days a week anymore. So why not go adventure, you know, a couple days a week? But I was always so nervous to do things alone or try new things. But the rest of this year and going forward, listen, living fearlessly, living mindfully. I'm going to be aware of my surroundings. I'm not going to just, you know, go crazy here, but, you know, just stepping out of my comfort zone. And I've talked about it so much and I still have not done it. Well, let me tell you, this job, I'm getting out of my comfort zone on so many levels. Security. I mean, it's really not security. It's more like a night watchman. I laugh. Never had I ever thought I would be doing this, but what a great adventure and what a great learning experience. The plan of attack, I think, is because I get off work at 7 a.m. Now, this is what my head is thinking. I don't know if this is going to work out, but what my intention is to finish work at 7 a.m. Oh my gosh, just thinking of that. I will sleep for about 4 or 5 hours. Wake up, have a coffee, do my thing, and then I want to go explore. I want to go see. I mean, it's not that big of an island, so I don't know what there is or whatever, but yeah, and then come back, have some dinner, do my thing, and then sleep from, like, say about 7 to 11 or something like that, because I think I start at midnight or something silly like that. Like, who am I? What is actually happening? But it should be interesting. There's a few different places I can park. One is by the ocean. That might be really cool. I will find out when I get there. And I'm not mentioning the name of the island just for security purposes and stuff. I will talk about it all when I get back. Speaking of which, I don't know what my cell phone service is going to be like over there. From what I understand, they do have cell phone service, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to, I don't know if it's going to have enough oomph to get videos uploaded. So there might, I mean, I'm gone for pretty much, 3 weeks. So if you don't see a video from me in 3 weeks, that's why. It's because I can't get the videos uploaded. But I'm going to be trying to film an awful lot, sharing, what I'm experiencing, what I'm going through, showing some of the sights and stuff like that. But I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a lot of lessons learned. And like I mentioned in my previous video, it's going to speak volumes about the kind of lifestyle, because I've always wanted to go travel and explore, but I didn't know what that was like. I've been doing urban van life. I'm used to it. I know which bathrooms to use. I know where to dump my garbage. I know everything about this city. So it was really convenient and it was comfortable and familiar. When I go there, I'm not going to know anything. So it's going to be lessons, because if I start to travel, it's going to be like that pretty much every city I go to. Anyways, it's going to be interesting to say the least. I'm so excited and so nervous at the same time. It's a very interesting feeling to say the least, but I'm really happy that, you're going to be here with me. At least I get a little bit of company, right? Okay, hi. My day absolutely got away from me. I am so sorry. I just had a whole bunch of things come up as I was vlogging, and I had a whole thing that I was going to do in the afternoon, but we got a little sidetracked, but that's okay. Last minute things before I leave. I ended up going out to dinner with a friend. They wanted to see me before I left. That was so sweet. And had a really good dinner, and then just a few last minute just kind of checks and balances before I leave. I don't have to be there for a couple days, but I'm thinking I might just go a day early, even if I just start driving and go explore like somewhere along the way. I don't know what I'm going to do. Anyway, I just wanted to share with you what I'm doing, and also the fact that just in case there's no cell phone service, that it may be a minute or so. Okay, a long minute until you see a video. But I know sometimes people get concerned, and I appreciate the concern. Thank you so much. On a side note, I am going to turn on memberships on this channel. I had memberships on my last channel. If you're new here, I had another channel and I've started fresh. And I do a bunch of stuff over on my Patreon, but I've had a few messages that people just really don't want to go to another site. They don't want to sign up, all that stuff. And I absolutely appreciate it, and I understand that. So I am going to open up memberships over here. If you can't join, or if you don't want to join, I absolutely understand that. My shadows. I know, I'm fully aware. Absolutely fully aware. Anyway, if you can't or don't want to join, I absolutely understand that. If you are already a member on my Patreon, don't join my YouTube membership, because it's literally going to be the same content. I'm going to post there and I'm going to post here. But like I said, I've just had a few people reach out to me saying that they wanted to support and see the extra content, but they just didn't want to go to another site. So hence the memberships here. So if you're a Patreon member, it's going to be the same content. Okay, I think you get it. I could have a little puppet show here. Oh, you can see my hand. Anyway, I'm overtired. It was a hot day. I think it got up to 31 degrees Celsius today. Whew, that was a hot one. At least it wasn't the 39 that I dealt with a couple weeks ago. Can't wait for fall. So looking forward to it. I hope the location that I'm going, because it's literally on a much smaller island, is going to be a lot cooler, because typically when you go down by the ocean, it's usually about 5 or 6 degrees cooler. So, there's that. Anyway, it ended up being a really good day. We didn't get wiped out by the tsunami. Thank goodness. I got some stuff done, and I think I'm ready to get going. Everything on my checklist is checked. Bug spray, lights, lamps, food, toilet paper, paper towel. I don't know what the shower situation is over there. I don't know. But I'm going to be vlogging it all, and we're just going to do one day at a time, and hopefully I have the Wi-Fi or the service so I can get it uploaded, and so you can join this journey with me. Anyway, hope everybody's doing well, staying safe, and don't forget, hope you make someone smile today. Bye.